guys, this is Lisa with Scenery Changes. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to complete your piece of knitting, which is called in the industry binding off. And it's a lot simpler than it sounds, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so we're ready to finish our knitted piece or knitted work. And so we're going to do what's called binding off. And so we've got our knitted piece here. I actually started a new project from the last video because it ended up kind of small. This is in stockinette stitch, and I'll show you how to do this in a later video. But it works because the binding off process is the same for both stitches, so I'm just going to show you how to complete your work and to bind off. So you'll start by knitting 2 stitches just like you normally do. So our needle comes from the left side of the loop and goes front to back and makes that little X with our right needle behind. We take our yarn and we bring it left to right or back to front and use our right needle as a tool to pull it through and slip it off. And we're going to do that again. So we've knit 2 stitches just like we normally do. So here's where we start binding off. And to do that, all you're going to do is pass this one over top of your active stitch, or the one that you just knit. See how the yarn is coming from this guy? This is the one we just knit. So we're just going to pass this guy over the top, off the needle, over that one. And you're going to want to kind of pull your yarn and just make sure that this guy is tight and he's not going to come off as well. So we're going to take our left-handed needle, come at it left to right, and I'm going to pull my yarn with this hand just to create that tension so that that stitch is tight and he's not coming with it. And then we're going to pull that stitch off the tip and over that guy. And that is 1 stitch bound off. And so now we'll just knit the next one like normal. And you'll just kind of work in groups of 2s. And now we're going to do the same thing again. So I'm going to take my needle, come at it left to right in the front, pull this guy and create tension so he doesn't come off too. And feel free to use your fingers. Sorry, mine are probably in the way a lot, but you know, I just use your fingers as much as you need to manipulate those little stitches, those little guys, so they don't go all over the place or do what you don't want them to do. So we're just going to pass that stitch over the end. Sorry, I gotta lift it up a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Whoop, there we go. All right. Knit another one here. There we go. Now we're going to bind off. So coming at it left to right in the front, pull that guy tight, slip it off. And I'm going to speed up just a little bit, just so we can keep moving right along. And if you start to notice that it's starting to get really tight, and it's starting to curl like that, just kind of pull on it and loosen it up a little bit as you go, just so it's not too tight, because we want it to be a nice square shape and match our other end. So if it starts to get really tight, just kind of as you go, just grab the end and kind of stretch a little bit. Just keep pulling on it. All right, I will keep going and I will meet you at the last 2 stitches. All right, so we've got to our last 2 stitches at the end of our row here. So we're just going to essentially do what we've been doing the whole time. We just take our needle left to right and pull it over the top, creating our last stitch. So now we're ready to tie a knot and finish it off. So what we're going to do is take our knitting scissors and cut our yarn. You probably want to leave about, that much, long enough that you can make a knot and also weave in your ends. So give yourself some slack there, give yourself some room. Then we're going to take our plastic tapestry needle, thread it through, And then we're going to very carefully, you could even wiggle your needle and make this loop extra big so it doesn't come undone as soon as you very carefully pull your needle out. And then we're just going to take our yarn, go left to right, and pull it through. And it makes a nice little knot at the end there. Just pull it tight. Pull your other stitches. Beautiful. Look at that lovely bound off row. Looks gorgeous. All right, now we're going to flip our piece over to the wrong side or the back side. And we're going to weave in our end, which has already come off my needle. That little rebel. Are you part of the Rebel Alliance? All right. So now, if you can see how there's just this like, kind of like a chain link of either little M's or little W's, however you want to think about it. So we're going to find the one that's closest to the end. Just go down. And I go through 2 right there. Just so we're going to be working on, our bind off row is a little different. It doesn't look quite the same as the second row, so I went ahead and pulled my yarn through, so I'm working on this very standard row, which is actually kind of like the second one down. And then we're just going to weave in the last little bit of our yarn. So I like to go down on the ones on the bottom and up on the ones on the top. You can kind of see there. So the next guy is on the bottom, so I'm going to go down. And I like to end on one pointing downward, just so that way your salvage or your end or whatever is pointing down and away from your bind off row. Makes it look a little bit nicer. So we'll just kind of pull it, flatten it out a little bit, make sure all our tension is good, and just cut the remaining piece of yarn. There we go. And then we'll go back to our other end where we originally cast on. We left that nice little length from our original slip knot. Sorry, I can't talk today. There we go. All right. And we're going to do the same thing. So go down through the ones on the bottom, go up the ones on the top, down through the one on the bottom, up through the one on the top. And one last time, going down. Just tighten everything out, stretch it out, make sure it looks pretty, and cut. Being careful not to cut your actual stitches, just to cut the yarn that you've woven in. And there you have it. We have a completed knit piece, all bound off and ready to go.
So that was our video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like our Facebook page, follow our YouTube channel, or favorite our Etsy store. That means so much to us. If you have any questions or comments or anything I can help you out with to make things clear, either just post a comment below, down there, or send us a message. Thanks for watching, and see you later.